Hi, this is Dr. Wendy Flint, and I want to share another idea that I use for instructional design, and that's creating my PowerPoints. Most of my PowerPoints are outdated. I teach a class sometimes every 1 year, every 2 years, and I realize they're not as colorful as they could be. I create PowerPoints because you do need visuals for visual learners in the classrooms. So pictures, simple bullet points, and just enough for me to refer to and talk off of, but not to bore with a lot of text. Uh, Creating PowerPoints in different AI products has been a challenge for the past 6 months, trying to find one that does it quickly and beautiful. So we finally found one in our College of Business that we like. I know there's more coming, but right now, most of us are using Gamma. And I did demonstrate to my students how to use it also. I remember the first time a student said for an assignment, "Can I use AI to create a PowerPoint?" And I had to think about that. Did it matter if they went step by step? Um, as long as they're going to give the presentation and maybe that I see some of the prompts that they use so I can see how they're using AI. But I have evolved where I'm using AI and I want my students to learn how to use it. Also, you have to just kind of let go of some of these challenges. So anyway, I'm going to show you Gamma. Let me share my screen. It's free, and I'm going to create a new by clicking on this button at gamma.app, and I want to paste a text in, not a template, not importing a file. However, you could import a white paper or file and ask it to make a PowerPoint. You could do it from scratch. So far, I think pasting in text has been the way I want to go. So I'm going to give it an introduction here and say that I want 6 to 8 slides on the topic of it's going to be on AI in education or AI instructional design. So I'm going to call it inclusive design. Inclusive design using AI. I am pasting information below. Need a cover slide and a Q&A slide at the end. And I'm going to go ahead and paste. I took this from one of a paper articles I wrote for LinkedIn, so you can't read it right here, but I think it's going to be able to realize the different topics going through. And then I want to, what do you want to do with this content? Generate from notes or an outline. That's good enough. And I don't need the exact text and continue to prompt editor. So I've put my content in there. I want them to sort it in a PowerPoint design. And I'm going to select, do I want amount of text minimal, concise, detailed, extensive? I'm going to go with minimal because I'm going to talk off of this. I'm writing for college instructors, designers. So this is not for students. This is going to be for people that do instructional design. And the tone, practical, encouraging, inclusive. I don't think I need authoritative. I think I'll take that word out, not necessary. So they give you a sample prompt here. And then I'm going to pick a color. I believe I like the black background. So I'm just going to go with kind of a conservative. This is called Orbit since it's on AI. And I want some images here. So I want not just stock photos. So I might also want to make sure that I have adults because when I talk about education, um, I want to make sure that the photos, the stock photos inserted are adult learners because sometimes they will give you children in these and it looks like K-12. So I've already learned about that in the prompt. So I'm good. I don't want cards. I want a PowerPoint. Just calling it cards. I want to make sure that I'm getting a PowerPoint. So I did select using popular themes, format, presentation. So I do have a presentation. So I'm just making sure I've done this correctly. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and generate and watch it make my PowerPoint from my content, and we'll see what happens. There is a space up here for additional instructions. Freeform lets you edit it in. So here we come, the cover page, inclusive course design, the curve cut effect that I was teaching on, problem-based learning and AI as thinking partner, a multiple intelligence, multiple outputs. Wonderful. It's getting all my content, bullet points, a story about me that I was labeled with learning disabilities, brain-based learning, AI resilient assignments, uh, personal. I missed that one. It went so fast. Let me go up here. Yeah, 6 principles, questions, and conversation. And what's assignment you could redesign this semester to be more inclusive? So I have my PowerPoint with pictures, principles, and I can edit it in here. I can show it from here. So if I have a link that it gives me, um, and I save it, that link, and I say I'm going to give a presentation, and I send out the link in advance. You have to go into Gamma to view it, and that's okay. It also gives you a nice solid blue background with your PowerPoints to give the presentation. It will always be here for me to use, but I like to also share it so that I can actually edit it as a PowerPoint. And so I like my second level to go in and edit it, and I would go to share and with me. Just going to go to copy the link. And that's how I get the share to this. What I need to do is download. So let's see what this one says. If we have a download. All right, so I'm taking up time here trying to figure out the download. I promise you, I can save this as a PowerPoint and I will offer some instructions later on how to do that. But you can see how quickly oh, here we go. Export. Look for export. How quickly it created that. I want to export it, what, PDF, PowerPoint, Google Sheet, or as a ping, um, and actually put it directly on LinkedIn. Wow. I just want to export it as a PowerPoint and then I'll get to put that in my files. So at this point, I'm probably going to do two things. I'm going to make sure I save it as a PowerPoint. PowerPoint's being generated. It's safe to close the share panel. So great. I can close the share panel. I may come back in here and tweak and edit it right here. There's editing options, or I may edit the PowerPoint that's been downloaded. It depends what kind of presentation I'm doing and if I'm saving it in Canvas for students to look at. I do have DBA students that I teach. They would just go to this link. If it's just for me to present in a class, I would go to this link. But if I want the PowerPoint out of Gamma and in my files, I am going to download it because maybe Gamma will go away or I don't use it anymore, and I'll always have my PowerPoint. I hope that was fun. You could see it took a lot of content and directly created a PowerPoint. Until next time, this is Dr. Wendy Flint.